Welcome, brothers and sisters and friends, to Livestreaming Ministry. So today we're going to be doing something very, very special by the grace of God. We're actually going to be sharing with you all kind of the tools it is that we use to do this media ministry. I want everybody to know that you can all do it. Anyone or everyone can do this. I have no background in technology, no background in recording, no background in live streaming, no background in communications, none. The Lord has just given a message and we got to do it. God bless. All right, friends, so we are back. As I was saying just a moment ago, we are going to be going through some of the tools it is that we use to do the media ministry. I don't have a background in communications or anything like that, but as we said, the Lord has given us a message. He's given us a work to do. And so with the message that he's given to us, we have to do everything in our power to share it with the gifts it is that God has given to us. So if you're a singer, then naturally what you're going to look to do is to sing. If you are a writer, then naturally what you're going to do is write, whether it's writing a book, whether it's writing a blog, whether it's writing a play, writing different things. What your gift is and what your talents are, you're going to use them, for the glory of God. So for us, the Lord has given us the message, and the thing that has really moved us, the thing that has really inspired us is to share that message via media. So not looking for someone else to say, hey, why don't you come and speak at my house, or hi, why don't you come and speak at my church, or why don't you come, not looking for opportunities, but just making the opportunities. If God has given you a work to do, get it done. You don't give any excuses. You don't say, nobody invited me. You don't say, nobody wants to listen to me. First of all, you don't know if nobody wants to listen to you. And second of all, don't wait for others to invite you or to give you an opportunity or to open a door. Get it done. With streaming, which is what we're going to be looking at, we're going to look at an overview of what we use to live stream and what you can do. The first thing, before we even go through everything it is that we use to do this, everybody has a cell phone. Everybody has a cell phone. And all you have to do is go on Facebook or go on YouTube, and boom, there's already a camera right over here. You have the cell phone and you just go live. And you go live and you share the message that God has given to you. So you don't need a studio. You don't need all the lights and all that stuff. All you need, number one, is the Holy Spirit, who will inspire you with the next step as to what you need to do. Then you just use the tools that God is going to be giving to you, that God is going to give you. So if he moves you into media, you do that. If he moves you into whatever area, you make sure that you do that by his grace. So I'm going to go into an overview with you guys of what it is that we use, and I believe it's going to be a great blessing to you. In the beginning, we just showed pretty much the pulpit and how all the media and tech gear kind of built in the way of the pulpit. Now things are going virtual a lot more. It's always been that way, really. A lot of things have been done online. But unfortunately, a lot of churches have been kind of caught flat-footed because they didn't pay a lot of attention on using the media to promulgate the gospel. Not all churches, for sure, because a lot of churches live stream, but some have been caught flat-footed. That's just the bottom line what it is. Haven't invested the amount of time, energy, and resources in that department. And it's very, very, very beneficial if we would have done that. But here we are. What do we do from here? We're not going to spend too much time looking at the fact that we didn't take the right steps. What do we do from here? Well, here we're just here to kind of help, to share with you what we use, and I believe it's going to be a blessing to you. A lot of people have reached out and asked, what do you use? How do you do this? What do you do to do that? And I'll take the time and I'll show it to them, and they take action. But now I'm like, got to make like just a full-blown video to kind of go through everything it is that we use. So I'm going to begin with the camera. So the first thing is the camera. When doing media, is the camera. So by the way, actually, I didn't even do like some other preliminary things, right? Because we're just going through gear right now. We're just kind of talking. And I'm sure that there's lots of different type of people that will be watching this. So the first thing is make sure that you're sharing this with brothers, sisters, and friends who are pastors, other ministries and whatnot, who want to go virtual, who want to do virtual classes. I'll talk about that a little bit as well. It's pretty cool how you can do that. Who want to do, who want to pretty much get their stuff in order. Share this with them because it's going to be useful for them. I was helping a medical missionary to do this because she wants to do a medical missionary virtual class. So I'm working with her to kind of help her set up and showing her what to get. So we're going to go through exactly what we use, and this will be very beneficial. Now, the Bible says in the book of 2 Corinthians, I believe it is, 2 Corinthians chapter 4, where it says, right before I get into it, I might as well have a word of prayer. It's only proper. Father in heaven, as we open your word, we ask for your Holy Spirit to give us wisdom and understanding. In the precious name of Jesus Christ, we pray. Amen. I believe it's 2 Corinthians chapter 4, and where is it here? It's not 2 Corinthians 4, it must be 1 Corinthians 4. 1 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 1, the Bible says, "Let a man so account of us as of the ministers of Christ and stewards of the mysteries of God." So we are stewards. I didn't even take off my hat when we prayed. Have mercy. So we are stewards of the mysteries of God. That's who we are. We are stewards of the mysteries of God. And the mystery of God is Christ in you, the hope of glory. So as stewards of that message, we are to publish it. We are to publish it. So how do we publish these things that we've been made stewards of? We use a camera. The first important thing, like I said, you can do everything with your phone. So that's one thing you should know. You can do everything with your phone, but now let's get into some of the stuff that we use. The first thing is the camera. The camera that we use is the Panasonic GH4. I think you can see that. Yep, is the Panasonic GH4. This is the camera that we use. We got this in 2015. It must have been 2014, actually, on Black Friday in 2014 is when we got this. So we had this for many years. We're still using it. Haven't had a problem at all. We got this. The Lord was blessed for us to be able to get this camera. And it's only the camera body. It is only the camera body. So what you need with the body is you need also the lens. And we got the 12 to 35 millimeter lens. No, that's good. Yeah, the 12 to 35 millimeter lens that goes with this camera. This camera, like I said, we got it in 2014, the end of 2014. And what we've been able to do with this camera, and by the way, you can get it on B&H. Everything that most of the gear that we've gotten has been from B&H. I'm not sponsored by them. I don't have any affiliate links or anything like that. It would be neat to have that, but I'm not like a YouTuber, so whatever. But this camera has done really well. Why do I like this camera? Well, it was recommended to me by a friend of mine named Carlin Cromwell, which some of you might know. He is a videographer. He does videos. He does lots of great stuff with videos. And so I said, hey, Carlin, what camera should I get if I'm going to be doing this, and that? And he was very, very helpful. He told me about the GH4, and I looked into it, watched a couple of videos, and was like, this is going to be a great camera for us. Why? Because with this camera, you can get an app on your phone, and you could pull up this camera on your, you could pull it up on your phone, and you could actually control the camera from your phone. Camera from your phone. So literally, I can go to a church, which I've done many times, gone to a church, I have my camera and tripod, and I have my audio, and I'll talk about the audio in a second. And what I'll do is from the pulpit, I could have the camera set up in the back. You know, you ask if I'm just by myself, if I'm a one-man band that day, I could just have the camera set up in the back, and it's there set up, and I just tell someone, hey, can you just turn it on? And then the camera will emit a Wi-Fi signal. I sign on my phone, and I could control it from my phone. I could click record. I can make sure that the autofocus is on so that it's not blurry. I could control pretty much everything from the phone except for zooming in and zooming out. So with this camera, you can control everything, mostly everything from the phone except for zooming in and out from your phone or from your iPad or another mobile device that you may have. A great tool if you're just working by yourself and you don't have help from anybody. No excuses. So this camera will be able to help you to do that, and it's 4K as well. So the resolution can be as high, up to 4K, which is pretty cool. There's something else about this camera that's really neat, and that is that you could record by yourself. You could fix the different levels of the camera so they can look nice and clean, not too dark or not too bright. You can do that on your phone. Also, this is the GH4. There is a GH5 that actually came out, I think, 3 years ago. So if you want to get a better version, you can get the GH5. GH4 has been just fine. I recommend anybody that asks, I always recommend this or the GH4 or the GH5. Very, very good tool to use. And then this camera lens, the 12 to 35 millimeter, that's what I use. I've had success with it, no complaints. Now, if I'm going to be in a place where there's a lot of distance and I want a zoom that will go even closer, then I would recommend the 35 to 100 millimeter. Now, by the way, I'm doing just an overview, so if there is something in particular that you want me to spend more time on, just put it in the comments, and the next videos that we will do, I'll spend more time on it. Like the camera, I'll spend more time on that in the next videos. But that's just an overview of the camera it is that we use. So I move along. So that's the camera right there that we use. Now, audio. Audio is extremely important. Audio is extremely important when recording. People want to hear what you're saying. People are willing to sacrifice, a video that doesn't look as clear. But audio, nah, they want to hear what you're saying and they want to hear it very, very clearly. So audio is extremely important. When we're buying these things, when we're acquiring these things, understand that it's an investment that you're making. They do not cost $2. It's an investment that you're making to use this for a long period of time. If God has called you to do this, then know that you are supposed to do this in the best way that you possibly can. That means you don't have to sell your house or lose your shirt to purchase these things, but God will provide, right? He will provide if he's given you the duty to do this. I remember somebody said, if it's God's will, it's God's bill, right? So these things that you're going to be getting, if you're actually getting into digital evangelism or media ministry, etc., they do not cost $2. So don't think, oh, I'm just going to spend $50 over here. Yeah, you're going to spend another $50 in a couple of months, and then another $50 in a couple of months, and then waste of money. Just spend the upfront capital that you have to spend to get what you need so it can last for a long period of time. Okay, so the camera, still working with it, no problem. I'm going to use it until it dies. Until it dies. If I get a second camera, then it'll just be because to give you guys a better experience, a better viewing experience. But this has been doing the trick. So now audio, like I was saying, audio needs to be clear. It needs to be clear. I know on some of our videos maybe several weeks ago, sometimes the audio would cut off, and that was because of the actual mic wire. And I'll get into that right now. So the mic is that we use is the Sony UWP_D, or it's -D. This is the mic system that we use. It's a wireless mic, a lavalier mic, and wireless lavalier mics are not cheap. They're not cheap, but I've had it since 2014. It still works very, very, very well. I enjoy how it works, and I recommend this to anyone who is going to be going out and preaching. If you're going to be in a distance, you don't want a wired mic. You don't want that. You want this. This is an industry standard that people use. This one and the Sennheiser, I don't remember the name of the model, but the Sony UWP-D and the Sennheiser, I don't remember its name. Those are the ones that, the people in the industry use, like the CNNs and the MSNBCs and the Fox News and the all these other, big time guys. This is what they use. And even like popular YouTubers and stuff, this is typically what they will use. So I recommend this as a mic system if you're going to get a mic. There are others, but I can just tell you what I use, and this has been doing the trick for me. So this is what I think will do the trick for you as well. So that's the mic. Now, as you continue to get more advanced, what happens is that, if you're live streaming, you don't always need a second audio source, but it is recommended. But if you don't have it, you're not going to die. Or if you're just recording, you should at least have one audio source, of course. You don't want it from the camera because it doesn't sound good. It's just not going to sound good. You want it from an actual lavalier mic or a shotgun mic. So we use a shotgun mic as our second audio source. Not all the time, but some of the times. A second audio source is important in case something randomly happens with my lav mic, which I have right over here. If something randomly happens with this, then I still want you to be able to hear so that the tech guys in the back can make the adjustments to fix it, or maybe give me new batteries if I need new batteries, which is usually never the case. And then we have our second audio source. So if you zoom out, then what you're going to see is our second audio source right over here, which is our shotgun mic, which you never see in the videos because we don't want you to see it. Now let's zoom right back in. So this mic right over here, yeah, you can leave that just like that, perfect. So this is usually right outside of the shot, We're not using it right now, but it's right outside of the shot. So this, if I'm speaking, something happens to my mic that's on me right over here, wherever here, yeah, then this will be picked up. So from this mic. So we have this set up over here just in case, again, our audio ruins on our lav mic. So this is the box for the Rode NTG3. There's another one called the is this Sennheiser by Sennheiser? The MK like 516 or something like that. I should know the name of this. You want to pull it up. I think it's the MK 516. And as he's pulling that up, he'll probably just put it up on the screen. So when we first started, when we first started back in 2014, we were just looking to record, not live stream. We weren't going to be. I wasn't thinking about live streaming, just thinking about recording. And so to record, all I needed was a camera and the mic. So I just got this mic because I watched things online, I read, and I heard that these mics were very, very good for what exactly I was going to do. So I just got this, and then on this little system, let's just zoom in over here so we can show them. And on this little system over here, what I have, you can zoom out a little bit. What I have is I have this little clamp over here. We do have a wood burning stove, and as my friend was painting this place, he dropped some paint over here. Very embarrassing, very embarrassing. But moving along. So I had this little clamp here on the mic stand, and I would put a recorder on it. We used the Zoom H5N. We had a recorder on it, and so we would just have a wire connected to the recorder and connected to the mic, and would pick up the audio thereon. And then after that, when we edit in post, so after recording, when we edit, then we would just take the data from the recorder, and then after that, put it on the and then sync it with the video. So that's that over here. So were you able to find the other mic, the MK? No? All right, fine. That's fine. So there's another shotgun that's like industry standard, and again had this for like since 2014, and got a 10-year warranty on it. So if something happens to it, I just get a new one, right? So it's an investment that you're making when you're getting these things. Huh? Oh, 519? What's 519? Okay, cool. So that's with the mic. So that's with the audio. I think we're done with that, right? We're done with that. So now we're gonna move along to, one more thing is, in fact, I'll talk about this when we get to that. So then we'll just move along and we'll get to the projector. So we have the projection screen over here, which is about 100 inches, I believe, yeah? 100 inches, are you good? Yeah, cool. Okay, so we have the projection screen over here, which is 100 inches. We already saw that. And the neat thing, matter of fact, let me make a mention about the projection screen. So with the projection screen, the neat thing, let me just close this. The neat thing about this projection screen here is that it's 100 inches, yeah, so it's really nice and really large. You could just kind of just turn the camera my way a little bit. Yeah, perfect, good, that's good enough. Yeah, so the neat thing about this projection screen over here is that you can just fold it up, put it in a box, and then if you're presenting anywhere, you could just walk around with your projection screen and you could present there. So a couple of years ago, we were invited to a camp, not a camp, but like a weekend retreat with the youth at SUNY Albany University. And for that weekend, I was going to present with them. So I was able to take this projector and the projection screen, just put it in a box. We have the box for the projector and a box for the projection screen. Just kind of take it down and just fold it neatly and stuff, and just was able to just walk with my 2-3 boxes and go and put up the projection, and boom, was able to do what we had to do. And I think we put up a clip months ago from when we were out there, and it was a great success by the grace of God. Had a very good time, met some really neat people, and I really enjoyed my time out there with those youth. So that's the projection screen, and now this is the projector. It's an Epson. I don't remember the model, but a lot of churches have this. I've gone to a couple of churches and found that they've used this projector. It's very, very good. It does the trick. Sorry, I don't know the model, but we will put the name of the model in the description below for those who are interested. So this Epson, maybe I could find the name on this. I can't find it, but whatever. So this is a very, very good projector. Had this again since 2015, I want to say, maybe 2015. We did our School of the Prophets in 2016, so it must have been 2016 when we got it. So our first School of the Prophets in 2016, so we used a projector. And we actually were streaming from this way. We were actually recording from this way and not from that way back then. So now with this projector, things will get just slightly more complex, but I just want to do this overview with you guys. So with this projector, there are 2 HDMI ports that are coming in the two HDMI wires that are coming into here. One of them is for a miscellaneous laptop that is out in the back if we need to just put up some miscellaneous information for those who are actually in this location and studying along with us. If we're doing a School of the Prophets or whatever, then, and we just need to put up some miscellaneous information that is not going to be streamed online, we just use this HDMI cable over here. It's probably HDMI 1 or 2, I don't know. The second HDMI port is actually connected to the laptop, which we're going to look at in a second. And when I talk about the laptop, I'm going to talk about what exactly that's doing there. Yeah, yep, it goes through the splitter and then the laptop. So I'm going to talk about that once we get to that in a second. But before we do, I just want to note that sometimes we may have audio, and people that are here, you know, they don't want to hear audio from this projector. They want to hear audio from the speaker. So no, we don't have to do that. Yeah, so what we have this little speaker over here. My brother plays the piano, has a keyboard, so we just kind of just took that speaker and we connect it to the projector, and then the audio that comes from the laptop will be going through this projector and will be going through this speaker. So it'll be going through this speaker. Now, in order for it to go, it'll go through the speaker. Now, we don't want people online hearing the audio from the speaker and also hearing the audio from the laptop online. So there's something that we do in order for there not to be any back and forth kind of echo. So I'm going to get to that right over here right now when talking about the laptop. So, close up, right? Okay, so here we have the laptop. It is that I use. Well, this is my laptop, right? That I use. Just focus that a little bit. There, perfect. Yeah, I'm like obsessed with things being in focus when it comes to video. I don't lose it, but definitely don't lose it. But it's kind of like, oh man, could have been better. But so this is a laptop that I use. This is my laptop, the Samsung Ativ Book 9. Got this way like several. I think, when did I get this? I don't know. Many years ago. Doesn't matter. But HDMI port right over here. And then after that, it goes into this splitter right over here. So the laptop pushes data into this splitter over here, and this splitter will split the data from the laptop into the projector. And there's another wire right over here, which is this one right over here. So this is for the projector, and this is for what's going on in the back, which we're going to see in a moment. And this is from the laptop. So laptop information is being split out to the projector and to the and out to the back, out to the switcher. So because it's HDMI will take in data, video data from the laptop, whatever the laptop is showing, but also audio, which is really good. It'll also take audio, so that if you're connected to a projector, it will also pick up the audio if you have audio, or if it's connected to a certain type of switcher, then it'll pick up the audio as well from that. This is the splitter, REI. It's inexpensive. You can get it on Amazon, on Amazon.com. This splitter. You want to pull it up on Amazon real quick. The splitter. I think it's like $14 or something like that, and it's just very, very good. Now it does need a power source, which I wish it didn't. It would be nice if it didn't need a power source, so it could be one less thing that you have to plug in. But it does need a power source. Not a problem. We just connect it in, and then you are able to split out. So as he's pulling this up, so you can just see it on Amazon if you'd like to get it, because I'm kind of curious about the price. I also want to note something. Oh, there it is. So, yep, there it is. That's the splitter. That is the splitter there. You want to just put it back up real quick? Because I was there for like 2 seconds. Yeah. Oh, my bad. All right, cool. So there it is, the splitter. All right, we can come back here. So I wanted to note something else, and that is with the camera, that I have this dummy battery over here. That's fine. This dummy battery, and this is the actual battery for the camera. It lasts like 3 hours, about 3 hours. But if you just want to connect it to a power source, I would say to just get this, and you can just kind of go online and just Google the battery, or go on Amazon or whatever, and look up the battery for the Panasonic GH4, and then so you could have a continuous power source, so it just won't stop. The other thing I was going to note is the clicker for the laptop, the clicker that I use is the Logitech R800. The Logitech R800. You can also get that on Amazon, the Logitech R800, or you can get it on B&H. And I think it goes very, very far. This one is the highest end one. There's another higher end one that's like $99. I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna do. I don't think I need to do that. This one is $50. So boom, you can get that. It has a green laser pointer, and it's a very, 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 very good. I do recommend this to anyone who needs a clicker. This is a very, very excellent one to use. So now I think we're going to. Oh, let me just note from here, being that we're just right here. When just a little bit of video etiquette, right? So when you're making video, you don't want to stand. You don't want a window to be in back of you, because the light from the window is going to go on you, and then you're going to be dark and you won't look clear. So lighting is extremely important when making video, whether you're recording or whether you're live streaming, especially live streaming, because you're limited in the type of editing that you can do when streaming live. So you want to be sure. I know we have a window behind us, but we make our adjustment so that it can still so that it won't be a problem. But you generally don't want to be in front of a window. You want the light to be coming at you. You don't want the light to be behind you. Now, if there is a light behind you, which they call a hair light typically, if there is a light behind you, you want to make sure that you have your main light on you so that it won't be affected by that which is behind you. So that's very, very important when making video, considering what's behind you. You want to consider what's behind you because it may bother people when they're watching. We're competing with YouTubers, vloggers, HBO Go, Disney Plus, and all these other platforms that have good quality content. So again, do the best that you can with what you have. Do the best that you can with what you have, but know the possibilities of what you can do. I don't have a background in any of this. I just sat down, God gave us a message, and I prayed. Lord, if you're serious about this, I'm serious about this too. I wasn't speaking to the Lord reverently. We're good friends, but there's much reverence that you should have when you're speaking to the Lord. But he was very, very serious and was able to make this become a reality. It didn't happen in one day. Everything was step by step. All these things weren't gotten in one day. It was step by step by step by step. Little things here and there you connect the right things to the right things. And God will continue to build. So now we're going to go out to the back where things will get a little more complicated, but I'm going to look to simplify it as much as possible for you, as I needed it to be simplified for me, as we're going to go along. So now you can come this way, and I'm just going to walk around here. Yeah. Nope. All right. Okay. So we're going to come right out here. Let's switch up. Okay. So here we are now at this section over here. All right, let me see. How do I want to start this? Oh, again, I didn't even, well, let me look to see what's going on here. What? Yeah, let's come on. Yeah, so as you see, I don't really do this all the time. It is, let's make sure that's focused. It's usually, is that focused? It doesn't look focused on this one. Okay. All right. Just click on focus though. There we go. I think that's a little bit better. So back here, I don't actually do this. It's my brother and my cousin that do this back here. This is where the switching happens, the controls and all that stuff. That is them. That is not me. Do I know how to do all this? Yes. As good as them? No, not even close. But I needed to know how this would all work. So I'm not gonna go through every detail. If there's anything in particular that you want us to go through, we can do that in later videos. But in general, what's going on over here is that everything up there is connected back here. We have this splitter over here that splits different things, whether it's the computer or the videos, for people to be able to view over here and for people to be able to view online as well. So right now, what you are seeing is what's on this screen over here, which is which is pretty much what people are seeing on YouTube or on Facebook, wherever this is being streamed. And this is over here are kind of all the options it is that we have for people to be able to view. So I'm going to begin from, let me switch here. So I'm going to begin from here and move our way over here. So yeah, I know we have to work on cable management a little bit. It can get a little bit difficult, but we're getting better. We actually have a box that you can't see it, but it's right over there on the floor on the other side of the piano. And that helps us manage all of our wires. So that's pretty helpful. So this over here is how do I do this? Okay, good, there we go, thank you. So this over here is the Zoom F4 6 input 8-track. So the Zoom F4. So this tool, good, no, whoops. Push the lever up. Okay, all right, good. But I want to use this one because I want to show them this. So this tool over here is our audio. So this is where our audio goes into. It could take a couple of channels. Now you don't necessarily have to get this. What I would recommend that you get is the Zoom H5N, the H5N. The H5N has two ports where you could put in your microphones. It has 2 ports. The Zoom H5N has 2 ports. And I recommend that one. It could do the same exact thing as this basically. And so you would put your audio in there, and then you can control it from right over here. So my audio is here. You could probably see that green. That's because I'm speaking. If I turn it up, then it'll be too high. If I turn it low, it might be too low. So this is pretty much like the right levels for us. Is there anything? Oh yeah, thanks. Good. So let me kind of show you guys the. Oh no, it's not in here. It's in the drawer actually. It's in the drawer. So my brother's actually going to get the Zoom H5N so you guys could see it. I guess I could pull it up online at the same time. Just want to be able to show you guys. Oh, look at me. This is weird. B&H photo video. Okay. So this is the Zoom H5N here. Good. So this is the Zoom H5N over here. Had this for a very long time. Obviously, it's gone through work, and this is where you would put the audio, the wires, for the microphones. You could also put a 1/4 inch in there. This hole over here is to be able to put a 1/4 inch if you have a 1/4 inch. You could put that right there, and then these are what will control the audio levels. So I can go through this in detail if you want, but I'd recommend that because it's a solid tool. It's a solid tool. And again, you can find it on B&H, Zoom H5. Yeah, that's it right over here. And let me just put that up for you guys. Right. So this is it right over here. The Zoom H5. Very, very good tool for picking up audio if you're getting to that space, right? So now back here, and I want to go here. Okay, so that's the recorder, picks up the audio, and this is the receiver, I guess it would be called. This, what's on me is the transmitter, and this is the receiver that's receiving the audio, and then it goes into the recorder, and now this goes into the switcher. So now I'm moving along into the switcher with this wire over here. So this wire over here goes into the switcher, which also does a work of controlling the audio. So here is the switcher. Here's the switcher right over here. This is the Roland V1HD portable 4x HDMI. There is also an SDI version. In case you're using a camera that takes an SDI, you can get that version. So this is what we use, and this has a lot of things that it can do. I'm not even really going to go through it. There's a lot of things that that can do. A lot of things that this switcher can do. And wait, what? And it has software, so you can put it on your. My brother's helping me. And it also has software so that you can put on your computer, and you can control it from the computer as well. If you don't want to just use all the controls over here, you could also control it from the computer, which is very, very helpful in terms of controlling the audio levels and things of that nature. So that's the switcher here, and there are 4 ports. Meaning it could take in data from 4 different places, whether it is a camera, a laptop, my laptop is on this, or another computer, or even if you have a phone or an iPad, if you just get a, there's a dongle that you can connect to your iPad, and it'll have an HDMI. Yeah. So this dongle over here, I can put my iPad into it, and then connect the via HDMI, and then you would actually be able to see it viewed online or on the projector. Because remember, there's a splitter in the projector, and from my laptop, splitting data into the projector and into the splitter back here. So it comes back here into these wires. I'm not going to explain it all, but into here, and everything is properly connected so that we could see it on these computers here. So this switcher does a very, very good job. You could also control the audio from the switcher. So you have to control the audio, get the right audio level on the on your mic, on your lav mic, the right audio level on the recorder, and the right audio level on this switcher. Now, let me note this, very important. You don't have to have a recorder. You don't have to, but it's good to, but you don't have to. You can connect your transmitter directly into the splitter. You can connect the transmitter directly into the splitter if you're going to be splitting things. Or you could connect it on the camera. The reason why I don't like to put the audio right on the camera is because if the camera dies, then the audio dies. So in order that if the camera dies, I still want the viewers to listen to audio, then I want the audio connected to the splitter, so then we could just switch to the laptop, and you'll still hear my audio. They could fix the camera, whatever's wrong with it, maybe a new battery or whatever, and then after that, you can still hear us, and then we switch back as though nothing happened. The idea is that we don't want you to know of any issues that we're dealing with. That's not your problem. It doesn't need to be your problem. That's our problem, and we're going to handle it in the back end. Everything needs to be presented as clear and as clean as possible. So we want to hide any kind of issues that we may run across by switching to something else, controlling what you can see, basically. Now, that sounds a little bit like what's going on with the media. They want to control what it is that we think. Not going there. So that's what we're able to do. We can control this. You can connect this directly to the switcher if you're going to be switching to a second camera or to a computer or whatever. So now I'm going to come here, and I'm going to come to the thing that helps us to be able to stream and go online. Oh, yeah. All right, I'll pull the box. I'll show you guys the box that it comes in. Is this little box right over here that it comes in. It's called the Teradek Video Go. The Teradek Video Go. This is a great tool that we use to be able to, let's turn that light. Yeah, because lighting is so important. Excellent. So, all right, nice and bright, good. So the Teradek Video Go, let me just push that up on the screen for y'all. And here, okay. So this is what we use, the Teradek Video Go. This is an encoder. What it allows us to do is it allows us to stream online, stream even on multiple platforms, YouTube, Periscope, Facebook, and other Ustream, Livestream. There are other platforms that we can stream on at the same time. And in fact, you can stream up to 5 places at the same time with this device, which is right over here, which is what I have right over here. So if I press the off button, then everything's going to stop. I'm not going to do that. So this device over here, what I like about it, I'll spend a little bit of time on that. It was a friend of mine. His name is Stefan. He actually recommended it to me. He recommended to me the Teradek Video. So there are different versions. There's the Mini or the regular one. There is the Pro, and there's also the Go. Now, we did start with the Pro. So we have the Pro. And then after that, we did upgrade to the Go. Now, why did we upgrade to the Go? Well, we could still use the Pro, and we actually had to a couple months ago because something weird happened. So we're like, nah, we still have to start on time. It's like we have to start on time. Like today, we started a couple of minutes late, whatever. But we had to start on time. Very, very, very important. So I was like, oh my goodness, I don't know what just happened. Just a random glitch. So we quickly got the other one and was able to work with it. But with this, why did we upgrade to this being that we already had the Pro? The reason why we upgraded is because we're going to do more work. With this, what we're able to actually do is that we can actually remove this piece over here on both sides. Yeah, I'll show it to you guys. No. We're gonna do it when we do a further deep dive on it. But I'll give you a brief. What you can do with this is that you could actually remove this piece over here and on the other side, and you can connect two nodes to it. You could put a SIM card in them as well, so then they can receive cellular data. And so you can go out in the street and you could live stream from outside without Wi-Fi from inside. So I can get a SIM card from Verizon for AT&T or whatever. It has to be a plan one. So make sure you look into details of that. And connect it to it, and I could be live streaming from outside with this camera, so people will get great quality while we're live streaming from outside. So I really like this for that. And we were going to do a lot of that this year, but you know, with this whole virus issue and whatnot, we had to kind of scale back on some of what we were going to do. But we did actually do it last year, but not with this. We did it with the Video Pro. We were outdoors. It was the health fair, a health fair that was done at my friend's house, Dr. Corinne Brown, who does the Nature's Way of Healing program on the channel. I recommend that you take a look at those videos. So we were there in the outdoors, and we actually connected it with Ethernet. But if we didn't have that possibility, we would have done one or two things. We would have either used this and connected the two nodes on this so that it could take in cellular data so that we could stream online. Or what's also neat about this is that I can take my phone, which I don't need right now. I could take my phone and I could make my phone a hotspot. And then this will pick up the data from my phone, and I'll be able to stream. And we did that before at another health fair, which was done at a church called Morris Park SDA. And we were there at that church, and I used my phone as a hotspot and was able to connect my phone to the Teradek Video Pro. I think we used the Go when we were there, to the Teradek Video Go. I was able to connect it with my phone as a hotspot, and then was able to stream online. What's cool about this is that you could actually do this, something called cellular bonding, where you could connect up to 4 phones to this. So you could have a more stronger data capable, well, the data is coming in, a strong signal that could push out the data, because this is pushing out 1080p at 60 frames per second right now. I believe right now it is doing 1080p at 60 frames. So maybe you might need to scale it back depending upon how strong your data is. We can go through that in further detail. If you want, let us know in the comments, and we can spend more time talking about this in a later video. That is basically, and we got a computer, like a kind of a cheap computer. I don't remember the name of it. It's a Dell though. We just needed a computer back here because we were using my brother's laptop, which is still on its last leg. We were using that for doing certain things. So we had to get a computer so that we can. I mean, it's a ministry, and if you want to do something, just do it right. Just do it right, and we're gonna use this until it dies. So so we got a computer. When did we get it? Last year? End of last year? Yeah, we got it at the end of last year. And what happens? I see my cousin laughing over there because I don't really like Dell like that, but no. Well, your computer kind of is on its last leg. But both of their computers are actually on the last leg, by the way, guys. Both of theirs. It's like, but we like, that's how we work, right? We work with things the best way that we can, and when we can upgrade, we upgrade. So the other thing that I want to note is that you don't actually need a switcher. Say if you're like, I just want to be able to record, all this stuff is complicated. Okay, you want to record good though. Get the camera, get the mic, and all you need is this right over here. So with that, you can connect your camera directly into this because it has the HDMI port in the back. You connect your camera directly into this, and now and then it's all good. Yeah, and then you have video directly in there, and that's what we did when we went to the church. That's what we do when we travel. If we're live streaming and traveling, we only take the camera, tripod, this right over here, and actually I put it all in this one bag right over here. And I'm gonna close with this because I think we've kind of covered everything. If I go out, let's say I want to go. Let's say I'm a minister and I preach the gospel of Jesus Christ, or I'm a medical missionary and I'm doing a health work and I'm going to go out into the park or whatever. What do I need in order to be able to live stream what it is that I'm doing in a very, very clear way? I want people to see the best of the best that I could possibly do. I think I could do this, and so I want to do this. Well, you could always reach out to us and we'll talk you through what you should do and whatnot. But this is an idea that I got from a friend of mine called Carlin, who I spoke about a little bit earlier, I believe, Carlin Cromwell, who's a videographer. So he's the one that recommended to me this Panasonic GH4. And he said his thought is if you could have everything in one bag and you could just travel and share the gospel, have it recorded, and share it with people. You could have it all in one bag. I'm like, that's really cool. Let me see if I could just do that. So he had made the recommendation of the camera and stuff like that. So got the camera, have the tripod, have the mic, have those basic things. And then, of course, it's a memory card for the camera to be able to, record, because we were just recording, not live streaming. And got this bag right over here. So if I've ever been to your church or whatnot, you may have seen me with this bag, either me or my brother with this bag. And in this bag, we put the camera in here. We put the mic in here. The camera and the mic and the lens, we put that right in here. And then I put my iPad in here. So I have my iPad because my messages are right there on my iPad, and I'm holding my Bible because people need to understand that we're preaching the word of God. And what's in this bag is going to be able to share data to the entire world. This world is going to be lightened with the glory of God. It's going to happen. And this little bag will have just what you need in order to be able to do that with what God has given to you. So I could fit this live stream device right in my bag as well. I could fit it right in my bag. Now I go to any church with just this one bag, I could maybe even fit a small laptop in here, or just hold it. The tripod you would have to hold. If I were maybe going to record like a small movie or whatever, and I want to use a shotgun mic, I could just put it in a tube and put it right in here, have it on, and go, take everything out, record, boom. So that's the concept. That's the concept, and that's the idea. So you can do this. You don't necessarily need to get the Panasonic GH4. You can get another camera that will be able to hook up. So that's where we could have some further conversations to see what we want to get, or talk to a camera expert, because I'm not a camera expert. But I spoke to one, and I spoke to people who know, and was able to figure out what to get, and God blessed and gave us what we needed. So that is basically all. Let me just give you one more overhead shot so you can see. So this is where, again, my brothers, you see this right over here? This is us right over here. So if I want to switch, we do that, whatever. So this is where my brother or my cousin sit down and work. And when I'm up in the front and I'm like, hey guys, so give me the side-by-side. You probably hear me from time to time say, hey, let me get the side-by-side. This is able to actually do that, to split the screen. Let me see if I could try to do that. Is it B? And then after that, now it's split. So you see it's split. Oh my goodness. It's split. So you see me here, and then you see the half overhead shot. So like this thing can do a lot of different cool things, in case you're really interested in splitters. This splitter can do a lot of cool things. So let me go back. No, B. Good. Okay. So this splitter can do a lot of great, cool, awesome things. I just thank God that we got this and not like another one, because with another one we wouldn't be able. Well, maybe there are other ones that could, but the Lord bless. This is what we're moving along with. And let me switch back. And we could put in lower thirds. We can go through that when we go through the further details with our brothers and sisters. So that is a general. Let me see if there are any questions. Let's see. Let me see if there are any questions. Amazing. Good morning. Hey, good morning. Praise God. Okay, cool. Let's see here. Okay, so no questions. All right, so no problem, no questions. So again, if you have any questions that you maybe don't want to put in the chat, or you want to ask, then you can send it to email at lastrayministries@gmail.com, or you can send us a message. My Facebook is ML Verlis. You can just send me a message, and I'll see however I can help. I am typically extremely busy, but we will look to make the time, obviously, for those people that are serious. If you're not really looking to take action, then continue to pray and continue to think about what the Lord wants you to do. But when you're at that point where you really want to do that, then we'll help however it is that we can help. If you send me a friend request, I'll reach out and say, hey, how you doing? Now, if you don't reply within like a week, then I'm just going to delete you. Not because I'm being disrespectful, I think that you're not cool, but just because you might be like a bot or whatever, and I don't want any bot. I don't need that stuff. So, or if you're like not courteous and you're not responding in that way, then that's a little bit different. That's a little bit weird, actually. But yeah, if there's no communication there, then I will just delete. Only because I don't want, obviously don't want the ministry stuff to get hacked or any of that stuff. So we have to kind of be on top of all of that. So again, that's what we use. I hope that this has been very, very helpful to you. And oh, maybe I could just show one last thing, and that is this program over here. So let me switch to here. Yeah, that's this program over here. So this program is where we go on in order to stream. We could put in our whichever added channels that we want. So we're streaming right now on YouTube. We're streaming on Facebook. We're streaming on Periscope as well. For those who use Periscope, we're also on Periscope. We can add a few others if we have others. If I had another YouTube channel, I could stream on that other YouTube channel. If I had another Facebook page, then I could also stream on that other Facebook page at the same time. Or somebody else's page. We could also do that as well on this. Now this is a monthly subscription fee to have this feature. It's $50 a month. Well, it's not $50. It's like $20 a month. They're different levels. They're different levels. So so there's I think a $20 a month, a $30. They actually recently just changed how they do it. So we're using the $50 one. We just max everything out because we don't want to have to think about, oh, have we used more data than we should or whatever. We just max it out. Our internet, we recently maxed it out with Verizon because we're ramping up the work it is that we're doing. We're ramping up the work it is that we're doing. So we don't want to deal with any lag due to internet or any issues with data. So so when you're doing ministry, there are obviously expenses. There are expenses that you got to take care of. So get your money right. I'm not going to take time to go into that, but you know, get your personal finances right and get your ministry finances right as well, because it obviously costs money to do this. We have no debt by the grace of God. We have no debt. God is good. We have no debt. And if we did, then God would just take care of that. But obviously in a practical way. But we have no debt, thank God. So so again, you can do this. I'm closing here. We're done here. You can do this. If you have any questions, if there's anything that you want us to focus in more on, then just let us know in the description, and we'll work on that for our next video. Which, depending on what we're hearing, that's how we'll respond, because we obviously want to use God's time in the best way that we possibly can. So I hope that this was instructive. I hope that this was very helpful for you all. And I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys and hopefully helping some more as we continue to further the work of God. So God bless you. And we were 55 minutes long. Praise the Lord.